Hi everybody and welcome back to Borderlines today. So what I thought I'd do, as we're coming up to the last weekend of the school holidays, before all the kids are back, you get that beautiful peace and quiet as soon as they're back at school. Okay. What I thought I'd do was what are the 9 best holidays to take in the Lake District where you can take your dog. Now, obviously, as the old saying goes, dog's man's best friend. And if you're going to go and take a break, all the family have got to go. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is a lot of places only allow you to take a maximum of 2 dogs. So if you take, for instance, I always go on holiday to the Isle of Wight because that's the only place my kids will go. Did manage to get the go to Dorset this year. We went down to Weymouth Bay, which was Haven. And yet again, only 2 dogs. Okay, but I don't have a dog. But if you take, for instance, my in-laws, okay, they have 3 dogs. So I thought I'd take a look at where are the 9 best hotels or places to stay in the Lake District. Okay, so at number 9, we have the Sun Inn at Kirkby Lonsdale. Now they charge a £30 supplement, and it says here, okay, and this is according to the Times, okay, it is best for exploring the South Lakes. On the fringes of the Lake District and the Yorkshire Dales, Kirkby Lonsdale is a sweet 18th century market town but was once the muse of Constable and Turner. So if you're into your art, okay, at its heart is the Sun Inn, a charming place with low slung beams, exposed stone walls and roaring log fires. Expect to find a welcome pack, towel, bowls and treats, plus a dog trail map highlighting romps at the River Loon. Okay, so that is, as I said, the Sun Inn. At number 8, and this actually looks really nice. This looks really nice. Okay, is the Coniston Inn in Coniston. Now they only charge a £15 supplement, which, to be honest, is one of the cheapest I've seen. Okay. Um, says here it's best for outdoor adventures. The only hotel on the banks of Coniston Water, the rustic chic inn has some of the best waterfront views in the lakes, with stripped wood floors, vintage photographs, and tartan-clad armchairs. That's just for me. Wood flooring, exposed beams. Going back into the day at the end of the day. The Victorian Inn is a popular base for foul walkers who come to conquer Scaffold Pike and the Old Man of Coniston. Pets are welcome in many of the 42 rooms, as well as in the bar and restaurant. I'm going to be happy with a bar. Okay, so number 7, the Mason Arms at Cartmel Fell. Now this, we're going even cheaper now, £10 supplement. Best for Lakeland views with majestic views across the, I'm going to pronounce these wrong, the Life and Winter Valleys. The 16th century pub with rooms is a cut above the rest, not least thanks to its top-notch locally sourced menu, roaring log fires and cosy snugs tucked in every nook and cranny. If you talk about log fire, you want to be going in the autumn. Not really summer, to be honest. Autumn stroke winter, best time if you're going to have a log fire. That's my personal view. You can disagree with me if you want. Okay. At number 6, we have the Queen's Head at Troutbeck. I bet recent trout. I like my trout fishing, a bit of fly fishing. Okay. £10 supplement. Overlooking the fowls and farms of the Troutbeck Valley. This 17th century coaching inn is the perfect place in which to cozy up after a day of hiking the Fouth. Really, hiking? Not my cup of tea. I'm getting too old for that. It has a traditional Lake District pub vibe, low slung beams, flagstone floors, and flint walls. Got to be careful with flint walls because obviously it can be quite sharp at the end of the day. And two roaring fires. And I only say that because I've done quite a few ghost investigations in the past, and a lot of the tunnels I've gone into, they're flint tunnels, and you can get caught out by them. You know, I'm sure it's fine, but always be careful when it's flint walls. Okay, at number 5, we have another place. Yes, another place, and that is what it's called as well. At the Lake Ullswater. Okay, surrounded by 18 acres. Bloody hell, that's a lot of space of glorious national park. Another place is a perpetual playground for dogs, perched on a private stretch on the west coast of Ullswater. This contemporary hotel in an old Georgian country house offers several dog-friendly rooms, shepherd's huts, and even a tree house with floor-to-ceiling windows. Okay, um, I can see it here. I'll tell you what, behind the house or the building, there is massive trees. There's loads of trees everywhere. It's the type of thing you see and you just dream of. It just looks so picturesque at the end of the day. I might have to try and talk my wife into it. At number 4, slightly more expensive, at the Inn on the Lake at Ullswater. Okay, so another one at Ullswater. £25 supplement, so we're going slightly up in price. Okay, I normally say 25 quid, that's what you're looking at. Perched on the western shores of Ullswater and steps from the launch of the dog-friendly Ullswater steamer cruise. Inn on the Lake makes the perfect base for messing about on the water despite its Victorian origins. The hotel has a contemporary vibe, think muted velvets and modern 4-poster beds. Oh man, 4-poster. When you got 5 kids, you don't get 4-poster. You just dream about that space, when you're somebody like me with 5 kids at home. At number 3, we're getting closer to number 1. North Lakes Hotel and Spa. This sounds like it's going to be expensive. Okay, at Penrith. Now, they charge £35 supplement, which I believe is the most expensive out of all of them, which it is. Okay. It says here, moments from Ullswater Way, the 20-mile scenic path around the second largest lake in the national park. This country house, hotel and spa makes a great base for exploring the Eden Valley. There are 7 dog-friendly rooms, all with bowls, biscuits and comfy dog beds. There's also an extensive spa, the Double A Rosette Grill restaurant does not allow dogs. Well, that's not very handy, is it? Okay, but it is what it is. But they are warmly welcomed in the bar and on the terrace. Wow, that just solves your problem. You stay in the bar all night. Okay, so that is the only one with a spa out of the top 3. Out of the top 9. Now, at number 2, we've only got one more after this one, is the Lakeside Hotel at Newby Bridge. Now, yet again, they charge a £25 supplement as well. And I lied. This one has a spa as well. So I do apologise for that. You'll find this country house hotel with a smashing spa and cosy vibe on the southern shores of Windermere. A sticks throw from Great Knot Wood, which its residents red squirrels. The 17th century coaching inn has a cosy country house vibe. Dog-friendly rooms have direct access to the garden, and White House are not allowed in the restaurant. Okay, and the last one, okay, and the place that comes in at number one, okay. What I will say before I actually announce which one's number one, it's not, when I look at the images, okay, and I'm only basing it on the images, my favourite one, okay, if I can actually scroll and re-find it now, is probably another place, the lake at Oldswater. Just looking at the grounds and everything like that, you know, that's what I would personally say, but doesn't mean it's the best place. Okay. Now, at number one, which comes out at the best, is Roffey Manor, or Rovey Manor, at Ambleside. Now, they only charge a £25 supplement. Says it's best for a stylish getaway. You know, yet again, you've got lots of trees in the background and everything. Does look very, very nice. Okay, don't get me wrong. On the northern fringes of Windermere, this chic boutique hotel in a Grade 2 listed country manor house, that actually looks Grade 2 as well, is a real treat. Moments from the River Rothway. There are scenic walks from the front door, and you can rinse off muddy paws in the dog washroom, which has rough and tumble drying coats. Dogs are welcome in 8 of the 23 rooms. Beds, towels and treats are supplied, and though the fine dining restaurant is off limits, you can dine with them in the more relaxed buffet room. One thing that I would say, if you're going to say, and this is only me personally, and these places may want to think about this, if you're going to say this is dog friendly, you've got to let them in the restaurant. That's just me personally. Now, there is the argument from a food, health and safety thing. You can understand why they may not want them in there, especially if they want like their rosettes or Michelin stars or any of that kind of stuff. Now, this is the top 9. You know, if you want to get away for a holiday or a weekend away in the Lake District, these are the top 9 places in the Lake District where you can take your dog. So, if it's something you want to try, give them a go. They are in the Times newspaper as well, so you can go and take a look in there as well. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again a bit later.